Throughout history, every great empire has fallen. The Roman Empire, the Ottoman Empire, the Aztecs, the list goes on. And unfortunately, I think we are witnessing in real time the fall of the Alabama football empire. Because what I saw on Saturday, that wasn't Alabama football. Even the way the guys look. They don't look as yoked. They don't look as physical. They look soft. I can't believe I'm saying that about an Alabama football team. They look soft out there. They have plenty of plays where there's no effort. The quarterback play is not up to par. It's just bad overall. And Coach Kalen DeBoer, you've won everywhere you've been. You won in Indiana. You won in Washington. But don't think for a second you're going to come down to Tuscaloosa and bring that stuff, that Pac-12, that Big Ten, whatever stuff you had going on to Tuscaloosa. Because it ain't going to work out. You're going to find yourself looking for a job after this season. Because it's one thing to have a down year, right? Alabama went, 9-3 last year, and we thought it was the end of the world. But right now, it's not looking too hot. That schedule is not kind to you guys at all. You still got to play Auburn. That's a rivalry game. You got to play at South Carolina, at Georgia. You got to play Tennessee. These are all very losable games where you could very well go 7-5, 8-4, even 6-6. And there's one thing to look bad, right? You're going to have games where you just get beat. You're going to have games when you go out there and maybe, the other team is just better, skill-wise. But watching Alabama, they don't look the same. Like, physicality-wise, they're getting pushed around. I've seen plenty of times guys getting blown off the football. Linebackers getting pancaked, getting demolished by slot receivers. I'm watching a defender. We all seen the infamous play, number 18, jog. Are you kidding me? Jogging? Nick Saban would never allow that to happen. Never. You wouldn't even have that on the field. And as a former college football player, there's one thing that cannot be coached. Effort. Effort, effort, effort. That's the one thing you can control as a player. You control if you go in between those white lines and you play full speed or not. So the fact that there's an Alabama football player out there jogging on the field and he failed a play on a touchdown run, that's inexcusable. That is not Alabama football. That's not what we became accustomed to watching. The thing is, forget the X's and O's, right? Forget the whole scheme and they just made more plays. Alabama has an identity issue. They don't look the same. They look soft out there, man. I can't believe I'm saying this right now. Alabama used to be the big bullies of the South, man, the big bullies of the NCAA. They used to walk through the halls. Alabama comes walking through, you're like this. You're freaking swallowing. You're scared. Nowadays, they walk through the halls. You're like, what's up? Let's go. They don't scare anybody anymore. We want Bama. It don't move me. It ain't moving me anymore. Like I said before, guys, the thing is, every great empire comes to an end. And unfortunately, throughout college football, everything cycles through. Remember when Virginia Tech was really good? West Virginia was really good. Nebraska, those teams were like the powerhouse teams of college football. They fell off. Bama had their run. But now they're just a regular team. I think Bama is still extremely talented. They're Bama. They're going to always have players. But right now, it's their time to cycle through. Because guess what? With NIL, the portal, all those guys they used to have stored on their roster, third string, fourth string guys who are future first round picks, they're playing at other schools. They're transferring to Florida State, Georgia, the group of 5 schools, other Power 4 schools, right? They're not just sitting on one roster. So I think really NIL, the portal really evened this thing out. The legalization of NIL and guys being able to have free movement really evened the playing field. It evened everything out. And I think with Alabama, they're going to always have players, right? DeBoer is a great coach. Let's not get it twisted. He's a good coach. He's won everywhere he's been. But I think, too, it's a certain mentality when you come to a school like Bama. When you come to the SEC coaching, you got to be a part of that. You got to, come from that type of stuff. And I just think it's not for everybody, right? No matter how great of a coach you are, he has success in Indiana. He has success at Washington. But still, going out of Bama, especially after Nick Saban replacing the legend, that's a whole different beast. And I feel for him because that's a lot of pressure. But I think Bama fans, they've been spoiled, man, because we all know Nick Saban ran the whole NCAA. He ran the SEC. And now it's Bama's turn to kind of fall off a little. I'm not saying it's going to be permanently. They have the resources. They have the budget. They have the recruiting. They have the aura of the program to bounce right back. But they might very well go 7-5, 8-4 this year. Or this could be a wake-up call and they go undefeated and they run a table. Who knows? But I believe losses like this for Alabama, it shows you what your team is really made of. Will they go in there, will they put their head down and let this drag throughout the whole season? Will they bounce back? Will they have leaders internally step up? And will they make a push in the SEC? Because best believe it's Bama. They got the talent, guys. They just didn't come out ready to play. But like I said, the biggest disappointment for me when it comes to Alabama isn't the X and O's, isn't the fact that FSU made more plays. It's the fact they lost their identity. Remember Thomas Castellanos, the Florida State quarterback, when he said earlier in the offseason that they don't have Nick Saban, he can't save them, I don't see them stopping me. Never. Not even guys like Cam Newton would ever say that about Alabama before playing them. You don't ever say that, with a Nick Saban team. So the fact that he even said that, he had the guts to even say some stuff like that before playing them, that shows you right there. Bama is not feared anymore. They are a regular team. And honestly, I'm not disappointed because they lost. I'm more disappointed in the fact that they lost their identity. But to all my SEC, Alabama college football fans out there, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, and make sure to subscribe for more content.